Contrary to what might be expected, our story begins as the summer draws to a close, when the leaves have already fallen and when the morning dews appear, when the wine is stored away and left to mature. This is the story of a wine, of our wine, Pina Fidelis. Pina Fidelis reaps the benefits of modern facilities, as well as a building equipped with state-of-the-art technology in terms of insulation and fittings. All of this helps to produce outstanding wines that capture the essence of traditional winemaking. Pina Fidelis owns 200 hectares, which are divided out on a strip of land perpendicular to the River Duero, at the heart of Peñafiel. The grapes are harvested at the peak of maturation, towards the end of September or during the first 2 weeks of October. This is when everything is in perfect balance: the alcoholic potential of the grapes, their polyphenolic concentration, the color, tannins and aromas. The grapes are picked by hand in order to retain and protect the whole of the fruit. As a result, we select only the finest bunches. The Tinta del País variety is the speciality of Pina Fidelis, an elegant and flavoursome fruit. The vineyards are 30 years old on average. In the oldest vineyards, we produce the Crianzas, Reservas, the vintage harvests, and specialities such as Roble Español. In the younger vineyards, we produce the young oaks. The harvested grapes are brought to the cellars, where they are put into barrels and left to soak and ferment over a number of days. This period of time varies according to the type of grape and wine to be produced, from 20 days for the Robles and up to around 35 days for the Reservas. Subsequently, the wine is drained, the partly fermented juice is extracted, and the remaining pulp is carried off to be pressed. The pulp now removed, the extracted wine immediately begins the malolactic fermentation process. This is when the wine loses its acidity and takes on a more refined flavor. The wine is then placed directly into casks without undergoing any further treatment. The casks that we use depend on the type of wine to be produced and the period of time that it will be stored there. A laboratory is housed within the winemaking warehouse. This is where all of the necessary analyses is carried out in order to ensure that the wines are of the highest possible standard. A number of factors are examined: the alcoholic percentage, color, polyphenols, tannins, as well as the wine's stability and yeast content. All of this serves to guarantee the quality of our wines and the satisfaction of our clients. In order to preserve the characteristics of the original vineyard, the casks that we use are not toasted within, and the barrels are always toasted very lightly. The cask hall is the heart of the wine cellar. The careful selection of casks and the type of Crianza that will be produced within each one marks a crucial stage in the production of a great wine. The casks are placed in rows at the same height so that we can tend to each one individually, analysing their contents, refilling them, decanting, etc. This arrangement necessitates an enormous sanctuary in which the cellar's 1,500 casks may be housed. The results are evident. The wines have a maturation period comparable to that of some of the world's most renowned wine cellars. Close attention is paid to the type of wood used for the casks. We must carefully consider the principal source forest, as well as the drying methods employed, the grain and size of the pores, the degree of toasting of the casks, and many other factors besides. The young oaks will mature in American casks, and the Crianza and the Reserva in French casks. The special vintage varieties will be kept in an American cask during the malolactic fermentation period, before being transferred to a French cask, when, in the Crianza phase of the maturation process, the Roble Español is left to mature in a cask made of Spanish wood. The casing and labelling of the wine is the final stage before it is dispatched. As soon as we have the labelled bottle, it is put into crates and stored in an air-conditioned warehouse before being sold. Even at the final stages, everything is well thought out and carefully planned to ensure that our product is of the highest possible quality, for your enjoyment and ours too. The beginning of the cold season, when the wind picks up, when the temperatures drop, when it seems as if everything has died, when the machinery is empty and free from juice, marks the time when we must start to describe the long process of bringing the very spirit of our lands to the table. Pina Fidelis, the simplicity of elegance.